Hey guys, Trevor Sullivan here. I just wanted to take a few moments today to show you one of these relatively new features that's been actively worked on over the past several months in the Windows 10 operating system, and that is around the Emoji and GIF Inserter tool that allows you to basically rapidly insert emojis and GIFs into different types of documents. So maybe if you're writing a Word document, or if you're maybe writing some code inside of Visual Studio Code, it actually allows you to insert emojis and GIFs. And now my computer actually just decided to update to the most recent Insiders build, which was published on January 21st, so about 3 days ago as of this recording. I think I'm recording it on the 24th. Yep, sure enough, it is the 24th. So this has been out for a few days, but for some reason my computer just today decided to go ahead and update to it. And one of the things that I noticed is that under the major changes and improvements over on the Windows Insider blog is that they've decided to increase the integration between the clipboard and the emoji insertion. So if you are running the Dev Insiders build, you might be familiar with the emoji inserter. So if you have like a notepad document, or if you have Visual Studio Code open, for example, you can actually just hit Windows period. And they've recently redesigned this interface. So if it looks a little bit older, you might want to look for a newer build, because mine just updated recently. And I got this nice picker where the icons are a little bit bigger. They added this search feature so that you can search directly inside of this emoji dialog. And I don't think it actually inserts the text. So if I search for like code, yeah, it's not actually inserting the text. It's actually just doing the search inside of the emoji editor here. And then I can choose which emoji I actually want to insert. And that way it's not polluting my document with the actual text that I'm searching for in the emoji. So that's pretty cool. But what I noticed about the latest update is that they've now kind of converged the clipboard integration into the same window. So back in Notepad here, if I hit Windows period, and I actually just learned there's another shortcut, there's Windows semicolon as well. I guess either one of those does kind of the same thing as far as I can tell. It just opens up the emoji editor. But what you'll notice is that in addition to having emoji support, as well as GIF support, as well as some symbol editors here, or there's actually some ASCII art here, which is kind of cool. I didn't really look too much into this earlier, but that's kind of cool that they have ASCII art embedded into Windows as well. But then there's this symbol inserter as well, which I guess is kind of a replacement for the older character map thingy, although it doesn't seem to have a search feature, which makes it kind of limited usefulness, I guess I would say. And then on the far right here, you see that there is now a clipboard history icon, and you can actually see a list of items that you have copied into your clipboard. So if I were to maybe copy this man and woman coding emoji here, I should be able to just hit Windows period and go back here, and you'll see that those emojis were copied to my clipboard. And so now I can just click on one of these items and insert it directly into my document that I'm working on. Now, what's cool is that you can actually use keyboard navigation with this as well. So if you hit Windows period, you can hit Shift Tab a couple times, and you can choose, which of these features you want to use: emojis, GIFs, ASCII art, symbols. And if I hit Enter on the clipboard, I can then just use my arrow keys and navigate between these. And if I hit Enter, it inserts those emojis directly into my document. So I really like this feature because in the past, the Windows clipboard has been kind of monolithic. It just has a single current item that's on the clipboard. So if you copy an image and then copy some text, the text is going to wipe out the image that you had copied, and you have to go back and copy that image again in order to insert it into another document. And I found myself having to do that on a fairly regular basis. So if I hit Windows Shift S and then just take a screenshot, it saves that to the clipboard. And if I hit Windows V now, I can see that I have that image on the clipboard in addition to these other text elements that I've copied in the past as well. Now, of course, because Notepad doesn't support injecting image data, I can't actually, if I click on the image that I just took a screenshot of there, it's not actually inserting that into the document. However, if I was to open up something like Word that supports a richer text format, then we probably should be able to insert that image directly into here. Or maybe if I fired up like Paint, for example, that knows how to interpret images as well. So I'd expect to be able to insert that. So I'm just trying this for the first time, actually. I didn't try this before I recorded the video. This is just kind of an ad hoc video here. But if I hit Windows V here in Paint, all right, so it's popping up the dialog in the bottom right. And since I'm probably covering that up, I'll bring it up here. And if I click on that image, sure enough, it does paste that image directly into my Paint editor here. So that seems to work well. And then if I come over here to Word, hit Windows V, enter, sure enough, it pastes it into there as well. And then I could do Windows V again, hit the down arrow, and insert some emojis, insert some other text. That actually works really well. I'm actually really happy with just how easily that works. Now, one kind of limitation that I noticed with the new Clipboard editor that I would like to see improved in a future version of Windows 10 is the ability to search through those items. So obviously you probably wouldn't be able to search through images. Of course, they maybe could do some kind of text search inside of images, like optical character recognition inside of an image. Obviously that's going to require a little bit more processing power, but it would be cool if they did something like that where you could actually search for an image based on some text that was inside of it, or perhaps even use some machine learning to do things like object detection. So if I copied an image of like a boat to my clipboard, the object detection could actually detect that there's a boat in that image, and then I could actually search for that image on the clipboard by simply using a word that describes an object that's inside of the clipboard element. That would be really cool if they could do something like that. I know machine learning and object detection is pretty prevalent. In fact, I built some training on how to use the YOLO v3 object detection model, which is open source. It's on GitHub from a company called Ultralytics, which I believe is based over in the EU. And that actually is just an open source project that allows you to do object detection on like 80 or 85 different classes, common objects in the world, things like bottles, boats, cars, trucks, that kind of thing. So it definitely would be possible for Microsoft to do something like that. So if you guys are listening, please consider doing something like that for the clipboard. Now, the other thing though is that on the clipboard here, it would just be nice to be able to search for something based on some text. So if you were using this as maybe a snippet editor for your editor, so if you didn't have Visual Studio Code or you're using some other editor like Notepad here that doesn't really have built-in snippet support, it'd be cool to be able to take like a PowerShell command and copy that to the clipboard. And then if I go to another line and I want to paste that code, hit Windows V and then search for like process and have it autocomplete this get process that I just copied up here. Unfortunately, that does not seem to work. There isn't any kind of search box here. So again, if you guys are listening, it'd be really cool to have a search box here that allows me to search for text snippets that I have copied to my clipboard. And it would be cool to be able to search for either text or objects inside of an image as well, or even just descriptors. So even if it didn't detect an object, if it was like a picture of grass or something, to be able to type like green or something, and it would be able to say, oh, this picture has a lot of green inside of it, maybe I should return that in the search results. One other thing here that would be kind of cool too is to be able to pre-populate the clipboard, because the clipboard probably gets cleared when I reboot the operating system. And I don't necessarily have a way to, import a whole bunch of items that I frequently use here. So it'd actually be really cool if I could have like a kind of a miniature library that I could just say, all right, suck in all this clipboard data and make it easily searchable for me right here in this clipboard editor. Anyways, I definitely think this is a huge improvement over the earlier versions of Windows where you just had a single clipboard item on the clipboard at any point in time, because now I can actually come back here and click on different items that I've copied in the past, and I don't have to worry about it being overwritten in the future. Anyways, let me know what you think, guys. Leave a comment and please hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up and let me know what kind of other topics you would be interested in seeing here on my channel. Additionally, if you would like to support my efforts, you can go ahead and support my employer, which is CBT Nuggets. If you go to CBT Nuggets, we actually have a free learner account perpetually where you can basically just sign up with a Gmail account and get access to a whole bunch of different content for free. If you just search for CBT Nuggets free account here, you can actually just go over to this search result here, free IT training. And if you don't have an account and you click on the sign up link, you'll just be prompted to use a Gmail or Google account rather to log in, and then you can see all of the different free training. We have stuff around AWS, we have stuff around PowerShell that I've created that's currently free as well. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff around networking and Cisco and that kind of stuff. So feel free to check that out as well. But until next time, thanks for watching. Cheers.